What is going on, everyone? My name is Under the Radar, and welcome back to the PPL battles. Now, I know on the screen you don't see the team previews. You see the little the shuffle icons, and that's for a very specific reason, because I didn't want you guys to know what he led off with. That might sound pretty stupid, but you can tell what he leads off with from team preview, and what he leads off with is honestly so freaking important, and it can matter to the entire game. But looking at what he brought the Gourgeist, the Hariyama, the Togekiss, the Mega Blastoise, Talonflame, and Jirachi. You guys know what I brought. If you don't know what I brought, there's a team builder dedicated to exactly what I brought, so go watch that. And right off the bat, I noticed that he didn't bring... Hold on one second, I gotta actually turn my mic around. I just realized it's not facing. That probably fixed a lot of the... you guys probably hear me a little bit better now. Right off the bat, I noticed that he did not bring his Nidoqueen, and I was like, there's no Nidoqueen. And I also noticed that there's no Tyrantrum. So, basically, the two main things that I built almost my entire team around, and that I was scared of the most, he did not bring. And the main reason why I built them around that is because I thought that they did the best, and he just didn't bring them. And that kind of sort of screwed me over from the very start, and I knew it. The second I saw team preview, I went, oh, because I knew I had instantly fucked up, and I knew that I didn't prepare enough for what he brought on his team. I just saw that they were massive threats to my team, and I kind of went with it. But yeah, I'm kind of scared, because now I have absolutely zero switch-ins to Hariyama, like literally, quite literally zero, especially if he's choice banded. I have no switch-ins to it, so I'm kind of sort of screwed. And what he leads off with is super important, because since he didn't bring his Nidoqueen, Electros is super expendable. It's almost completely irrelevant to the entire game, and I could let it go down turn 1 if I wanted to. And yeah, so if he leads off with either his Blastoise or his Hariyama, I know that this is going to be a tough game, and I know for a fact that I'm going to be... I don't want to kind of sort of just say this, but I feel like if he leads off with either one of those two, I'm going to lose. It's just how I looked at it. But let's go ahead and hop into the game. So as you can see, I'm going to lead off with my Electros, because as I said, it is the most expendable thing in the entire world. He's going to lead off with his Hariyama. The one thing that I didn't want him to lead off with, he leads off with. Good thing is, he's not choice banded. So, there's that. He's Life Orbed. Now, I knock off his Life Orb. The one thing I didn't have switch into is now I'm not going to be taking his Life Orb recoil. Good job to me. Good job to me. He's going to knock off. It was his best play if I had switched into Reuniclus expecting the close combat. This is his best play. It could have popped my Colbur Berry, whatever have you. So I'm going to go to my Garchomp. I'm going to scare this thing out. He's at -1 defense. He's going to die to an Earthquake or a Dragon Claw, and I'm like, this is my opportunity to set up a free sub. No matter what, I can set up a free sub and be good to go. He's going to bring in Togekiss, and I was like, good thing I didn't EQ or Dragon Claw, which he was probably predicting, honestly. So now that I'm behind a sub, I get to scout out this Togekiss's set and see if he's how defensive he is, but he's Scarfed. So that's actually really awesome team prep on Sam's part. It kind of sort of blew through my entire offensive core of Infernape and Garchomp, so that was really good prep on his side. I do go for the safe Rock Slide right here just to see how much HP investment he has, and this shows me that he does not have max HP because it's a 2-hit KO. If he had max HP, it wouldn't quite be a 2-hit KO, but still did a massive amount of damage. I can't really stay in here, so I'm going to have to switch out, and since I know that he's Scarfed, he's locked into Dazzling Gleam, I'm going to go right into my Amoonguss. I lose literally nothing from it at all, and I can kind of get a free Spore off, see what has safety goggles and things of that nature. I kind of sort of am going to play hardball with Amoonguss and wait for him to not switch into safety goggles users. So I'm going to go for a Spore right here because I lose nothing from it. I have a free switch into Talonflame if it's the one with safety goggles, and if it's, which he is the one with safety goggles, and if he goes into his Jirachi, I have a pretty safe switch in my Reuniclus, so I think. So right now I'm going to switch out of my Amoonguss, and I'm going to actually go into my Rhydon because I lose nothing from it. He's going to predict that pretty decently and go for a Will-O-Wisp, which I say pretty decently because I kind of sort of expected the Spadef Talonflame. He even said afterwards when we were talking, he said that the Spadef Talonflame was getting a little predictable, so he likes the fact that I actually brought this Rhydon set. So right here, I'm just going to fire off a safe Rock Slide. I lose nothing from it. I get to scout what to switch into this thing. I get to see the investment on this Blastoise, and this shows me that he is actually not max HP, or he's not defensive, not fully defensive. That shows me that he has max special attack, so that's a little scary, because now my Amoonguss is not the best switch in the entire world. So I'm going to go into my Amoonguss, he's going to Mega up, and he's actually going to go for a Scald. Now, why this is important is because if he gets the burn, Ice Beam is now a guaranteed 2-hit KO. Well, it's a roll after Black Sludge Recovery, it's a mid-roll for him, so that's kind of important, and I don't want him to get the burn, and he doesn't get the burn, so that's always nice. I like when things don't burn my mushrooms, because burning mushrooms is bad. Don't do drugs, kids. He's going to switch out of his Blastoise and go into the Bird, and I was like, he's not going to go into the Bird. I saw that was a switch in, but he went into the Bird, and I don't get to Spore something, so this is a dedicated switch in. I'm starting to realize this, and I'm like, you know what, I'm going to play hardball with this thing. I'm going to keep on sporing. But I don't do it right here, so that sucks. He's going to switch out and he's going to go into his Hacks Jesus. I don't know what he was really expecting. Maybe expecting Rhydon, which, you know, that is cool. And the second that I see that this was his switch into this, I'm like, he has Energy Ball. He's Special Jirachi, no doubt in my mind. He is Special Jirachi. I cannot leave this thing in. Luckily, I have a couple decent special bulky Mons I can take this thing on, so I go to my Reuniclus. Now that I know he's special, I wish I had saved my Electros a little bit more, so that sucks. He's going to go for the Energy Ball, it does close to nothing. He's going to go for the Shadow Ball right here, and it does a good chunk, but I can live another one, except for the fact that he gets a special defense drop, and that's very important, because now, after the Trick Room is up, I have to switch out. I can't leave this thing in. I need to be able to set up Trick Room later on in the game, and that's really depressing. I know that he's special though, so I can go into my Assault Vest Azumarill, and I can take hits pretty decently from it. Even Energy Ball can't 2-hit KO me, so that's always a plus. So he's going to go for the Shadow Ball right here, and it does absolutely zero. And I'm actually going to be able to fire off a free knockoff. Now he's going to go into his Gourgeist, and I was like, score! Get rid of the leftovers. And he's going to press my Assault Vest, which I'm pretty sure he knew I had, but he has the Culver Berry, and that's depressing, because now this is going to do about 20%, and that's less than ideal. And now, if you notice, he is in fact Gourgeist large, which is what I expected, and I was like, Play Rough is going to be a roll to kill it. It's going to be a low roll to kill it, so it's going to be rough to 2-hit KO it. Plus, I didn't want him to Will-O-Wisp me, which he does, and my Amoonguss gets burnt, so that sucks. But I would rather this thing be burnt and instead of my Azumarill, because Azumarill is a little bit more important. So right here, I'm expecting the Bird to come in again for the third time because I went for Spore, and I'm going to go for a Toxic this time. And Toxic, this piece of shit Bird. I'm so tired of Talonflame. This thing is just putting the work on me, and it's really annoying. But right here, now that this thing is poisoned, I'm kind of sort of expecting him to expect me to stay in and go for it. So I have to keep switching out. I cannot risk this thing going for Brave Bird and killing my Amoonguss. It's my only switch into the Mega Blastoise as of right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my Rhydon. I lose nothing from it. He's going to go for Brave Bird. It's going to do close to zero, about the square root of zero, so that's always nice. And this Brave Bird, as you can see, it does like just 13 points of damage, so that's really nice. And now I get a free chance to rest up. And this is important because now the Talonflame is walled for a good number of turns, because he can't bring it back in, he can't burn me, he can't taunt me, he can't do anything like that. Well, he could taunt me and then I couldn't Sleep Talk, but that's only for 2 turns. Then you could Will me, but then he's going to die to a Rock Slide, so that's very important. So right here he's going to go into his Mega Blastoise as I do go for the rest, and now I have my check to Talonflame back up to full health, and that's very awesome for me. So now that Rhydon is back up to full health, I'm kind of feeling a little bit more confident about it, because unless Togekiss has Grass Knot, or I don't know, it gets Grass Knot, not Energy Ball. He's going to go for the Ice Beam right here, and I can take 2 of these unless I get completely critted. While that crit doesn't really doesn't play a massive role into the game, it now makes it so I can't risk the roll. It's a guaranteed kill now, so I am going to lose if he goes for another Ice Beam. So I go into my Reuniclus as he goes for another Ice Beam, and I'm going to get up the Trick Room again as he goes for the Dark Pulse, which I told you this matchup was going to happen. I knew he was going to go for a Dark Pulse on my Reuniclus. I'd be able to live it and get up with the Trick Room. So right now, my way of winning is weakening this Blastoise, getting it to the point where I can die from a Azumarill, and then winning with Garchomp. That is my hope of winning. So right now, he's going to go into his Hacks Jesus as I go for the Energy Ball, and I I was kind of hoping he would stay in there because then it would put him in range of play rough, which is less than ideal. But now I can go for a Shadow Ball, and I can get some really good damage off on this Jirachi. I think he expected me to switch here because he actually went for his Stealth Rocks. And what this means is now his Jirachi is going to be extremely weakened to the point where almost any hit on my entire team will kill it, aside from like a couple things from my Amoonguss. So right here, he is going to take out my Reuniclus Shadow Ball, and we're about halfway through the game, and the second Mon has just died. Both of them are on my team, and that is less than ideal. So I'm going to go into my Azumarill. I have a couple turns of Trick Room left. I believe I have 2 left in total. And right now, Play Rough does kill it from this range, so what I'm going... Actually, no, I think I have 1 turn left. I think I have 1 turn of Trick Room left. I haven't been counting in the post-game. I counted in-game. And I'm going to go for the Play Rough, get some good damage off on this Gourgeist, which is awesome. And as you can see, a second one will kill it from this range, and that is the end of the Trick Room, and that sucks because now I can't outspeed this thing and kill it with another Play Rough. So I have to go right into my Amoonguss, as he is actually going to reveal the Synthesis. Now, Synthesis is kind of a big deal just because it means that now I'm going to have a massive hard time taking this thing down, which is always bad. In retrospect, honestly, when I was in the game, I thought I was about to get 6-0'd right here. I was like, damn, I have no way of breaking this thing. I have no way of taking it out. I'm screwed. So, that sucks. So right here, I'm going to not go for Spore again. I'm going to go for Sludge Bomb because this thing can actually do a decent chunklet to this Talonflame. It does about 35% because I get a crit. So that crit matters so much less than the one that he went on me because A, I can't kill it again with another Sludge Bomb. B, he can roost up with priority on me. And C, if he wants to go for a Brave Bird, he can Brave Bird me and then roost up. And then I still am on the back foot. So that crit didn't really matter in the long-term scheme of things of whatnots. Yep. So right now, he's going to go for a Roost. I kind of sort of expected him to. That's why I kind of sort of just went into Rhydon, along with the fact that Rhydon is a fantastic check to this thing, basically. So now I have to go for Sleep Talk, and I have to pray that I get Earthquake. I was actually praying for Rock Slide, because Rock Slide does kill the Jirachi from the range he's at, unless he has like max HP, which he probably does because my team sucks, honestly, and I'll go into that after the game. But I'm going to go for Sleep Talk right here and pray for Rock Slide, but I get Earthquake instead, and Earthquake is actually better because it would have done more damage to the whatchamacallit, and it takes out the Jirachi, so I'm not getting 6-0'd. So that's a massive plus. So now we can go right into Super Blastoise. Super Blast. Damn, that's a good nickname. I love that nickname. Every single time I watch Sam's videos and I see him sending this thing in, I absolutely love the nickname. So I'm going to go into my Azumarill because I can take basically anything, and if he Scalds me, I just have to pray that he doesn't get the burn. So he's going to go for the Scald right here, which was his overall safest play, and he does not get the burn again, which is always nice. And now he knows that this thing is his win condition right now. It's his only way really to take out the Rhydon aside from the Gourgeist. So he's going to go back into the Gourgeist, and I'm going to go for another Play Rough. I'm hoping for like a crit, maybe. I'm hoping because I need a way to win this game. I need my wins in the league. So I'm going to go right back out into my Amoonguss because I lose nothing from it, as he's going to reveal the go ahead Seed Bomb. Now, this is kind of a big deal because... Actually, no, I'll get into that later. I'll reveal why that's a big deal later on. So he's going to go for the Seed Bomb. It doesn't really do that much damage, but now Burn and Black Sludge and all that nonsense. So now I'm going to go for another Sludge Bomb. I lose nothing from it. He has nothing that really wants to switch into it, but he goes into his Hariyama, and I'm like, fuck. Don't get the poison. Please don't get the poison. Pretty please, if you love me, you will not get the poison right here. If you love me, you will not... I wanted to scream, because I really thought that he was going to be Guts, and... sucks. I wanted to try to save this thing for the Mega Blastoise because I need it. I needed to be able to live one Ice Beam and get off a Giga Drain and hopefully weaken it for a Azumarill. But yeah, so that's less than ideal. So I'm going to go right into my Rhydon, and I'm like, if he goes for a knockoff on close combat, he's going to kill me no matter what. He goes for the close combat, and okay. But overall, Rhydon was the most expendable member because if he wanted to Will-O-Wisp my Garchomp, he would have to be almost max speed, or not max speed, but he'd have to have speed investment. There's just like a lot. So I'm going to go for 2 close combats. Why this is important? You'll see why. So, he's at -2 defense. Now he dies from basically any hit. I could have gone into a Azumarill right here and gone for an Aqua Jet to kill it, but I didn't really want to. I wanted to give the kill to Garchomp, actually, for a couple different reasons. Because if I take this thing out, I can then go for a I can go for a sub on things like the Goregeist or the Mega Blastoise, see what they're going to do, and then I can go into my Azumarill and play around it that way. So I go for the Rock Slide just because I wanted to force his Togekiss not to be able to come in on the Dragon Claw, but he just sacks off his Hariyama, which was a very good play in my opinion, because at this point in time, he doesn't really need to preserve differential, he just needs to keep up the win streak because everybody else has losses except for him. So I'm going to switch out right here. I didn't really feel comfortable subbing and losing more health because I want to be able to live a Dazzling Gleam from Modest Togekiss, and they need to be full health for that, so that's less than ideal. So I'm going to go for the Ice Beam right here, and as you can see, he is in fact going to not take me out. So if he hadn't gotten that crit and I was at that amount of HP, I could have lived one, and then I could Giga Drain him, but because I'm unlucky, I died of the burn, so that all sucks. Yep. So my Amoonguss goes down, and now I'm going to go into my Azumarill. I want damage on this thing. If I can damage this thing, I can win. But no, not really. I can't win at all. Not at all, because this thing is still at too high of amount of health. He would be able to Will-O-Wisp me, and then I couldn't kill him with Dragon Claws, and then he would be able to kill me with the Togekiss. It was just, I had no chance of winning this game right now. So he's going to go for the Seed Bomb and kill me, and not Synthesis up, which is a big deal, because I can sub up on this with Garchomp, right? I can sub up, he won't be able to break it with a Seed Bomb, and then I'll be able to hopefully get off massive hits on things and be able to take out one more thing. No. He EV'd to break the substitute with the Seed Bomb. That was amazing prep on his part, and I really didn't think that it was worth it for me to sub because I figured that he didn't need a lot of investment to do it, so it just wasn't worth it. So I didn't even bother subbing up. I knew I had lost, and I just kind of accepted defeat. And then right now he's going to go into Togekiss. If he's timid, I can live. If he's modest, I can't live. So I'm going to lose this game 3-0. I'm not upset in the slightest about it. I'm not salty about the crit. Well, yeah, it kind of sucks. I'm not salty about the crit whatsoever. It just, inevitably, it just sped up the game because it would have made it so I wouldn't have to do so many things with my Amoonguss. But, I'm happy with it. Garchomp got another 2 kills. He showed why I'm starting to love Garchomp in League format. I used Reuniclus absolutely poorly this match, in my opinion. I think I could have done a lot better with it. Bob said in my team builder that he doesn't think that one Trick Room user is enough, and he is 110% right. It wasn't enough, but overall, this game, it just kind of sort of, it showed me the way I like my playstyle to be. And at the beginning of the season, I really thought that I just liked bulk. I just liked massive bulk and unable to break wall cores. But I'm starting to realize that I really like bulky offense, things like Electros, Garchomp, things of that nature. And I'm kind of sort of put in a box for the rest of the season because my massive speed gap. I go from 100 down to like 65 with the Alomomola. So I'm really in a tough spot for the rest of the season, but it's kind of what I did to myself. If I go back down to D2 because of it, it's a learning experience. I can get right back up. I'm not going to stay in D2. Fuck that shit. I'm going to move right back up. But I'm going to be fighting, and this game overall, I was playing, in my opinion, the best person in League format right now. He is number 1 in general, in my opinion. I think that there's nobody better. And I got down to a 3-0, so I'm really happy with that. That would be like if I faced Dan and I got him down to a 3-0. I would be happy with that just because they're such good players. It was overall a pretty much hacksless game, so I'm really happy with it. I'm hoping that I'll be able to win next week, but I doubt it because I'm playing Shoddy, who has a Manaphy and a Megalop, and it's very hard for me to beat Shoddy in general. He's kind of like he says that Shroom is his like rival in the league, but he's mine because I can never beat him in anything, no matter what. Even when we practice game, I cannot beat him. So I'm gonna be putting a lot of effort into this game, but this was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed playing Sam. Sam is he's kind of like a role model to me. I really like him in the Pokemon community, so it was an honor to battle him. And I want to thank you, Sam, for the awesome battle, and I want to thank you all for watching. If you did enjoy, please make sure to leave a like. Also, leave a comment as to what mods you would like to see me draft next season, with my personal preference of like bulky offense along with an unbreakable core. So I would really like to get some opinions because I already have a draft made out that I really want to do because I'm kind of sort of hating this season, like my draft this season. I'm starting to really hate it, but overall, I'm gonna go and get out of here. That's the overall. I'm just gonna get on out of here so I can get this uploaded. I hope you guys have an absolutely fantastic day, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.